Hey, what's going on, everyone? I am the OPJellicent, and I have week number 6 of season number 5 of the Western Pokemon League, the WPL. This week we went up against LatiosAzurill, coach of the Philadelphia Froakies. He ended up beating us last season, I think really narrow 1-0. The playlist of season 4 is in the description below if you guys want to check it out. But obviously a really tough matchup right now. He actually drafted Mono Pink, and we decided to have a little bit more fun with this match. It was obviously our playoff deciding game. Obviously, we still do have 4 matches to win if we don't win this one. But if we do win this one, we clinch a wild card. But ideally, at the end of the season, we clinch a first round playoff bye, because that's what we're doing this season. So let's get into the matchup right here. We have defensive Rocky Helmet Aggrons. It's really great because it's a great switch into the Jirachi to get rid of that thing's Serene Grace, because I know that he likes to Scarf Iron Head flinch a lot of people. And then we have Nasty Plot 3 attacks Thunderous right now. Or actually, we might have had a knockoff just because he had the Porygon 2 as a potential user and the Chansey, which both carry Eviolite. I love that Licky Tongue sprite, by the way. It's so I can't wait to put that on the layout. We have Substitute Karen Black with enough HP investment to make sure that we live a Chansey Seismic Toss doesn't break our Substitute. We have, I believe this is Expert Belt Mienshao. We don't unfortunately have the Poison Jab to hit all these fairies, so that's unfortunate, but we do have Knockoff. We have U-Turn, Drain Punch. Drain Punch would have recovered us back to like full from Chansey, so I really wish he brought Chansey in this matchup, but he didn't, which is alright. And then we have Expert Life Orb Offensive Azelf right here with Knockoff Psyshock kind of thing. And I believe this had Flash Cannon just because he had the Mega Deontay as a potential option. And then we just have Swords Dance offensive Mega Scizor right here. Bug Bite does like 90% to Cresselia, so hopefully we can get a hit off on that thing. We don't have U-Turn since we are Swords Dance, so let's get into the match. He ends up leading off with the Jirachi right here as I lead off with my Mienshao now. Seeing as though he stayed in, he's probably Scarf, so I go right out into my Aggrons right here on a Zen Headbutt, which is great, because I wouldn't have knocked him out with Knockoff, and we would have lost our Mienshao, so he's going to take Rocky Helmet damage and then be forced to switch out right here into his Licky Tongue, which finally comes out, and it's going to go for a Knockoff and get rid of my Rocky Helmet, which I'm not going to lie, kind of sucks, but we are going to Toxic this Licky Tongue right now. Now we knock it off first, get rid of the Eviolite, and then I believe we throw off our Toxic on his Wish, just to get rid of, get some damage onto it as it's just getting worn down. And what I can do here is switch out into my Kyurem on a knockoff, so leftovers are gone unfortunately, but I know we have enough HP investment to live, to not get our Substitute broken by this Body Slam right here, so he's going to try to Body Slam us. It's not going to break our Substitute, so he's not going to get any Paras right here, and I believe he ends up breaking it this turn, and then he goes down to Poison damage. It would have been great to have him live one more turn of Poison, because we would have been behind a Substitute, but I can't stand versus this thing, but I decided to do that, just that, because we have a Mega Scizor on the back, so if anything, he's going for HP Fire. And if you look at the rest of this team, Mew just Will-O-Wisps us or knocks us off. Slurpuff is just something else for it to kill. Sylveon kills it, just Iron Head flinches it, and it cannot 1v1 the Cresselia. So I decided to psych it off, and unfortunately he ends up going for the HP Fire over anything. So we get 2 Ice Beams off on this thing before it ends up knocking us out, which is great. And seeing as though he went for 2 HP Fires, I figured he would Specs, so I got into my Thunderous right here and knock him out, just not wanting to risk any damage. Here he's going to go into the Mew. I knock it off, and we don't see any items, so he's obviously Genesis Supernova, and he's going to blow me back with that Genesis Supernova right now. Now, right here, this is going to be an interesting turn. I got into my Mienshao, and I don't know if you guys remember this, but at the start of Gen 7, that mistake that everybody made, where they tried to use priority moves at the in the psychic terrain, I ended up making that mistake right here and going for a fake out. Knockoff would not have killed with but it would have killed with the poison damage. It would have not knocked out anyway. So as you guys are gonna see right here, I make that mistake right here, go for the fake out and he's gonna knock us out with the psychic. Happens to the best of us, right? But I know my Azelf can come out right here and revenge kill with our own knockoff, which is perfectly fine. Here he's going to bring out his Slurpuff, which that's under Psychic Terrain, and that's Life Orb, I believe. Yeah, and that did 68%, so that thing is really strong, but he's going to Belly Drum here, right here, over anything, and just go down to Poison. We're just having fun at this point, and the Jirachi's going to come out, and I'm going to go for the U-Turn on the Aggrons, pretty much just in case he wanted to go for the Iron Head and try to win, but that way. But Moon Goddess is going to come out. I do have Toxic on this thing, along with Toxic Spikes, which is amazing because Levitate avoided the Toxic Spike on the ground, obviously, so We can do that and then knock him off after that. Get rid of those leftovers. Make sure he's not getting any recovery. He's going to go for Psychic right here, as what we can do is go right for a knockoff. And at this point, I really didn't expect the HP Fire on this set, so I got into my Scizor on the next Psychic. And then we can, I believe, go for the knockoff? Or we went for we went for Bug Bite. Knockoff's probably the better play right there, but he's going to bring out his Jirachi. He's going to Scarf Fire Punch us right now, so this is pretty much going to come down to whether Azelf gets burnt, crit, or whether we can go for the knockoff right here. So he's going to go for the Fire Punch. He does not get a burn or a crit, so we knock him off. And that means we are faster right now because of the Choice Scarf getting knocked off. And really close and tense match, despite it being a 2-0, because Confagragus was at 1%. And had he crit us or burn us right there with that Jirachi, we would have lost. So I'm glad we had the knockoff on the Azel. Obviously, really stupid mistake on my part going for the fake out under the Psychic Terrain. Usually, I was just clicking buttons really fast. I was like, oh, I can just fake this thing out and then get some more poison damage off on it and then knock it off after. The reason why I did that is because I'm usually not used to seeing Genesis Supernova. I'm used to seeing Tapu Lele with the Psychic Terrain. So, pretty simple mistake right there. But we ended up being able to clinch out a victory anyway. And that means we secured our wildcard spot for this season of the WPL. And I believe with 2 more wins, if we get 8 wins, we will secure our round 1 playoff bye, so that'll be interesting. Next week we face Slaybait, coach of the Toronto Torkoals. We did battle in week 2, so that'll be an interesting rematch. But I will see you guys then. Definitely be sure to subscribe down below if you enjoyed, and leave a like if you did too. I do a ton of Showdown lives, and especially if you want to follow the Aggrons in the new draft league we're starting up soon also. I would definitely recommend doing that, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.